Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena we are playing a BANT human aggro-y tempo list that has some tournament pedigrees. So while you absorb the deck into your bloodstream, I would like to quickly remind you that I'll be attending MTG Vegas on November 19th, 20th, and 21st, probably mostly playing Commander. If you see me and you're also there, then go ahead, come up and say hi. I'll have some fun things like signed fervent champions that you may be familiar with if you've ever watched the Twitch stream. Also shark tokens, wolf tokens, some fun giveaways for fans. So I'd love to meet you guys. So don't be afraid to come up and say hello. Probably not shaking hands, more like happy waves, fist bumps, things of that nature. And remember, everybody's required to wear a mask. But I hope to see some of you there. Don't be afraid to approach me if you recognize me at the event. This is BANT Aggro, we'll just call it. You could also call it BANT Humans, because there is a minor human sub-theme, but it's not that thick. It's not a full-on tribal deck. It tries to have the right interaction and a lot of right-priced threats. The curve is particularly enticing because, as you see, it has no 1-drops, much like green aggro, but it has a ton of 2-drops, so that you have a lot of options, both creatures and non-creatures, in the 2-drop slot, then a bunch of 3-drops, then a couple of 4-drops. So the curve is very much 2-drop, 3-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop, or the greatest 4-drop that is a 4-drop in Izzet's Chariot right now, the format dominating cat car, the Cadillac, the whatever you want to call this absolute beating of a card. And it really shows up in today's video. That's just a little preview of what's going on. Deck comes from Raja Solomon. I believe he's Zach Allen, and I'm not sure exactly who designed it the most, but the RIW crew, some cool people from Michigan, Southern Michigan, who I've had the pleasure of hanging out with before, designed this for the SCG Invitational, and Raja took 10th place, so it does have some competitive pedigree behind it. The deck really, I think, has a lot of good solutions to current meta of being able to go toe-to-toe with the aggro decks while also messing with Izzet Epiphany piles. For me, I've had a pretty good time playing the deck on the ladder. I'm 7-4 right now, so play draw bias to be expected for sure. 71% on the play, 50% on the draw. It's a deck that rolls downhill very aggressively, especially when you got the Chariot ready to go. So today's games are going to feature a bit of nonsense, a lot of Izzet's Chariot, a lot of who plays the Chariot first, a lot of games revolving around the Chariot. But we also put on display the power of Catilda. Catilda gives the deck an angle of both, one, ramping into Chariot, so this can play a turn 3 Chariot, much like Mono Green can, but the ability to pump the squad and the protection from werewolves, able to stall for time. It's a good card to have in the deck. These videos also put on display the power of the current mana base. The lands, Overgrown Farmland, Deserted Beach, along with the one of each basic 3 layers of the Hydra, and then a whole bunch of pathways. It was rare that the mana we needed wasn't there. And that's interesting considering that we're running cards like Decisive Denial and Catilda in the same deck, because that looks like it should be a mana nightmare, but it's not. Briarbridge Tracker was also a surprising card to me because I think that Adeline is obviously trying to compete for this slot. There's no lack of good white 3-mana cards that want this spot, and there's a lot of good green ones too. But Briarbridge Tracker coming in at a 4/3, also a human, also vigilance. It actually comes up in a lot of ways, such as tapping it for mana with Catilda. The vigilance is relevant. The easy mana cost is the thing to me. If you had Adeline in this spot, you'd want double white in this spot. If you had Skyclave Apparition in this spot, you'd want double white. The ability to go white, green, blue, and then play your tracker is really important. And the tracker is also really important in this deck because look at the other bodies in the deck. Nothing here comes with 4 power, except for the tracker. Why is that important? To crew Izzet's Chariot, and also keep more tokens on the board. Making that clue gives you something that the Chariot can copy. So these cards play together in a really important way, the way that Old Growth Troll does in the mono green deck, but we don't have Old Growth Troll because that's too many green pips. So the tracker really holds it down, and I was super impressed with the card. A card I really like that didn't quite have a home. This is the right home. Feels good to me. The mix of Redain and Elite, I'm not sure about. I think I'd go 2 Redain, 4 Elite because of the legendness. Sometimes it's awkward drawing multiples of these. There are matchups where the shield isn't very good. But so that's one tweak I would try, but I I trust the designers of the deck. I'm sure that they understand that Redain's amazing, and it definitely played amazing in the games. So trimming it wouldn't be really that big of a slight on Redain as much as my fear of the legend rule and it coming up in best of one. So that's the way we look at it. I love the inclusion of the 1 Inscription of Abundance. That definitely feels right to me. The 2 Fateful Absence, probably a curve consideration, so that on turn 4 you can double spell, play a 2-drop, and play a Fateful Absence. And the 2 Intrepid Adversary actually seems like a good number. I'm so used to 4 of this in all the aggressive white decks. Maybe that's overdone, especially after playing this deck. I was like, okay, I like not this. I really don't like it as a turn 2 play. You're never happy about that. So you always want it a little later in the game when you have mana. So maybe 4 isn't necessary. And we don't need to Anthem that much to win. We often want to be holding up mana for Decisive Denial, Fateful Absence, effects like that, as opposed to tapping out anyway. So deck is good. I really enjoy it. I hope that you'll try it out. I think you'll really enjoy the games. Watch them. Stay to the end, because that means you're cool. All right, we don't have blue, but the blue is for the sideboard anyway. It's all 3-drops. I'm gonna try it. I'm really not thrilled. Not thrilled. Courtesy tap. Just being nice so it doesn't hold priority and make you click through everything. Every single deck today I've played has been blue. Every single one. I'm going to give my opponent pause so they don't feel like they know what's going on. I want them to play around a Jwari Disruption or something. Lack on the what the heck is going on? All right, let's find out. Get in that hand. See what you doing. Go blank. Leer, Celestis. Blood on the Snow. So if they go blank me, I'm pretty happy. I just discard land, so that's fine. If they play the Celestis, that's pretty frustrating, because they're going to play Leer early. I think I take the Celestis. Actually, I think that's the play. It's most effective on turn 3. The more you have to pay for your mana ramp, the worse it is. All right, let's put the clock down and then play Redain the next turn. Hopefully their play for the turn is Field of Ruin this. Oh, Malakir Meyer's really good with Leer, actually. I like that little technology. They might run out the Leer next turn, so let's keep the Decisive Denial open. Why does it want to tap my blue source? Next turn we have Redain to cut off Blood on the Snow if they go for that, but they're also just dead if they don't put up some resistance here, because they're at 9, and this is lethal. So here's Leer. The power of Decisive Denial compels you. That's sweet. That is sweet. If you're wondering why I didn't sack the clue, it's because it would make the tracker smaller. Whew. Man, without a 2-drop, got the job done. Mono red avatar. Let's do this. All right, so this is green, this is blue or white. Keep the humans. We've got a 2-drop. We need a land to play our 3-drops, but this can tap for mana, so hopefully it lives. Good draw. Unfortunately, we're on the draw against green. Hardest place to be for an opposing creature deck. Control deck, not easy either, but opposing creature decks, like, they just run downhill so well. Everything they play on curve is so much better than what you play. It's so tough. So we'll see what kind of nonsense we can get up to. If we get the Redain down next turn, we can get ahead of their Chariot. They also played Haven on 2, so maybe they have mana issues. Always a good sign when they have to think this hard. Okay, level Ranger class. We in it, kinda. Unless they Blizzard Brawl this Catilda, that would be... But they would have done it pre-combat. We're good, we're good. Ranger class for us. Let's get Redain down. Tax their Chariot, which I'm sure they have, or else their play last turn doesn't make sense. Also keeps their lands entering the battlefield tapped. Might restrict what they can do. But we need some larger bodies to use this decisive denial. Ugh. Okay. We also need land. Would not object to drawing land. It's a human, and we can actually pair it with decisive denial or ranger class. So I think it's better than playing these. This we want to use at exactly the right time. It's a hard card to make work. This also semi-ramps us because we can tap it for mana next turn. Let's grow the Redain and swing. This means they'll have to keep growing this wolf. Growing this wolf won't help them. We also have the fight option with denial. So let's hold these up instead of playing ranger class. It's quite the troll. Okay. Whoa, attack with both? That ain't right. Fighting it won't do anything, it's too big. Down to 8. Getting scary. But now we can play Brutal Cathar, take out the wolf, and have Decisive Denial open. Unfortunately, our Redain is still a turn behind this troll in terms of size, but if the opponent attacks with the troll and tries to put counters on it with class, we can fight the troll in response, because this will be a 4/5. If we do this wrong, we won't be able to play this because we need... The denial needs green and blue. This can be green. This has to be blue. So we have to do this, this, and this. This is where it's really good that our deck is an unknown for the most part, because I think good players would see right through the manual taps to leave open what we left open. Our opponent should assume it's interaction of some kind if they see this kind of play. They should assume things are not fine. They're going to attack with that troll, guys. That's really scary if they have a Snakeskin Veil, but I don't think they do. I think priority is passing to us directly. Yes, it hits. You did it, Redain. You really did it. I bet they still have a Chariot in hand, too. That's a good draw on our part. So we have potential 6 mana. We can play Chariot and Ranger class. We could also pass turn flip. I don't think that's worth it. I think we keep boosting Redain. It's just too strong. The vigilance and the flying is amazing. All this off of 3 lands. It shows the power of Catilda in the deck. There's the expensive Chariot. We played the Redain to stop. Feels good. And those tapped snow lands all the way. Gosh, this card absolutely brought it in this game. It's Redain's world, and mono green is dying in it. Please stop with the anorexic werewolf. Please stop. This is too skinny. Too skinny. It just creeps me out every time. It's so uncomfortable. Speaking of comfortable, when my eyes start feeling tired, I switch to the glasses. We'll need to draw land. Can't really turn it away, though. No removal on the draw is scary. Could get run over. We do have a 3/1 lifelinker, though. Maybe we can boost it up, and if the opponent doesn't have removal, it can help us win a race or a standoff. Mono green again? Looks like it. I need white on 2, so I'm going to play this tapped. There's a Brutal Cathar. I think this is the play. I think the Ranger class just... We need things that will keep scaling as our opponent plays more busted stuff, and they really want to play Chariot next turn. Yeah, busted draw. Busted draw on the play. How do we get through it? Can we get through it? Is there anything we can do? I can play a tracker and try to trade it for their Chariot. If they don't have a Blizzard Brawl, that could be tough. Also, if they have a +1/+1 from a Ranger class, we probably want to make this a 5 power. It's absurd that we have a removal spell on turn 3 on the draw, but it's not good enough against Chariot. They just generated too much value. Seems good. And Blizzard Brawl? Okay. Busted draw. What can you say? I think that Big Bear with the Garruk avatar shows a person who knows exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. All right. Pretty cool hand. On the play, it's almost exactly the same as the hand that we just played on the draw. That was, the game was over on turn 4. But it just shows the difference between play and draw, right? All right. So, against a deck that plays blue, you want to get under a negate, and you want to have options in case they have Jwari Disruption open. So this is why you play Ranger class, whereas before we played Luminarch on the draw against a creature deck. So they're holding up what could be a Jwari Disruption, so to play around it, we can play Luminarch Aspirant to have another creature on the board, which I think I like better than leveling Ranger class, because I think if you level Ranger class here, the biggest problem is that if they kill this or bounce it, you're dealing no damage to them and you have no clock. So let's do this, play around Jwari Disruption, and still have a creature on the battlefield if they have a removal spell. Siphon Insight. Not, I mean, they might get our Decisive Denial or get an idea of what we're up to, but for the most part, not good against us. Yep, same strategy. So this turn, we could level one Ranger class, attack with both, distribute counters, or go for a tracker. I think that here what you have to think about is divide by 0 probably, but I guess if they divide this, it's not a big deal. We just play it again next turn and they don't get to Siphon Insight. So I think we just put a counter on our Aspirant, attack with both, they'll kill or bounce the Aspirant, and then we play a tracker. We could also play Tracker first to try to get their attention. It would help us put our counter on the right thing. Okay, that resolved. Down to 12. So one thing we're going to want to keep in mind as we keep playing, we got to watch out for Meat Hook Massacre. So we've got to watch our creature's toughness as our opponent scales in mana. Yeah, they've got our shadow. They've got our Chariot. So 2 games in a row having to go up against Chariot. We could slam our own now. That would be pretty good. Counter here lets this attack. Counter here lets this attack. Yeah. So we're going to play our own Chariot. We're going to play it post-combat, though. Wait a minute. Oh, I know the play. So we want to Brutal Cathar our own Chariot. So we want to make a bad looking attack and get the opponent to block like our 3/3 with the Chariot. Okay. But do I want to throw my Luminarch away for that? Yeah, I'm willing to throw away the Luminarch for that. They could block the smart way and not risk the Chariot, but they take a lot of damage if they do a double block. All right, so we do this. We attack. The opponent will power up Chariot and eat the Aspirant because they're like, oh my god, people make this mistake every day, right? They're going to take 7 doing it too, which is amazing for us. But we have the trump. We have Brutal Cathar on our own Chariot. Now, when the Cathar dies, we get back the Chariot for free. So now a sweeper won't help them. What? Their Siphon Insight hit 2 Chariots? And you guys like to laugh at me because the Shuffler is clearly fine? You freaking nerds. All right, so we're going to play another Chariot. The Fateful Absence could hit our Chariot. We'd prefer to Brutal Cathar it. We could pass the turn here and do everything at instant speed. And that would flip the Cathar and we can start killing cats with double spells. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the Ranger class. Are you powering up again? Do we absence that? Yeah, the plan just changed. Now they have to chump block or go to 1. Keep in mind, if they sweep the board, we get a Chariot and all their stuff's gone. They're going to 1. What the hell? Okay. What's the plan over there? How are you going to get out of this? Sedgemoor Witch? It's got to be the best thing. Lolth. Lolth is okay.
You reek, aren't I, generous?
Lolth is pretty good. Now we get to play our own Chariot. Still need to force them to sweep the board somewhere. See if they go in for a double block so that they can make spiders, because they can't activate Lolth. Okay.
I will get what I want.
You go wide, I go wide. So they can go up to 4 creatures here. But if this dies, we go up to 5. Activate Lolth. Activate Lolth. Activate Lolth. Use the 0. Do it. Do it. You wouldn't be the first person I've seen do it. Come on, do it. One time. Son of a... This game is really making me mad. I lost to somebody else's Chariot on the play on turn 3 last game. Now I'm losing to my own Chariots. 2 of them from my opponent's frickin' deck. It's enough to make me scream.
My power is for annihilation.
All right. Do you think they have an Infernal Grasp for this? This is pretty good, though. They can still Infernal Grasp through it. This is good, though. Unbelievable.
will cannot be denied.
There's a good chance I lose this game, but this has been absolute bull. You know what?
Good minions are loyal and deadly.
They go to 2.
It's just as dark and musty as I remember. I never thought I'd
I
miss
will
them.
not cry like a meek. We will slay our enemies.
We don't want our creatures to die. Well, I guess they're just going to cast spells, right? They're just going to cast spells to get the power back. So what do we need to draw? Nothing? There's nothing we can draw? This game is such a farce, man. I am so angry. I am just raging, man. I am raging. I had Big Diamond and I lost it. We must do this again. Yeah. Insert usual on the draw comment, but this is good. This has a lot of different interaction points and a lot of options. Mono green again. This deck really likes to pair against mono green. Don't know quite what's up with that, but seems to be the truth. So, on the draw against mono green, I mean, do we just try to be ready for a chariot here and pass with denial open? And then they just play anything else and we're going to lose for sure? Yeah, I think our best chance is to play the Luminarch Aspirant so that every turn we're getting a +1/+1 counter and increasing the size of our creatures. So maybe that Inscription and Denial might actually kill something that's big. Okay, Troll, not Chariot. That's nice. No attack. They feel good about their Cobra. Think we just do this and be full reactive. Be ready for anything. If they had a Blizzard Brawl, would they have used it? No, they didn't have an extra green last turn. So they might still have one. Yeah, our plan is the biggest aspirant you've ever seen. Okay? So, they attack? Or do they? Two +1/+1 counters. Blocks a troll. And we just keep this getting bigger and bigger. Nice. But, is it the right play? Because I think I still want Denial and Absence open. And I can't have both unless I pass playing absolutely nothing. So I shouldn't need Absence, right? But what does Denial... yeah, just fighting in response is probably better. Denial's the better card to hold open. That takes another green if I play Ranger class, right? That's tricky. Okay, so let's hold open Absence. Still beats fight spells. And keep getting larger. Make them get through it. What you gonna do? They might try to punch their way through. I feel a sneeze. It's coming. Oh, that's not happening. Yay for having Absence open. They drew the inscription and we're blowing it up. I wonder why they tried to fight it if they were smaller than the Aspirant. Like, I potentially could have let that resolve. It's because they wanted to attack, I guess? Oh, the 2+1/+1 counters would have made it bigger. Never mind. What am I thinking? I knew that. The words that came out of my mouth were infected, we'll use that term, by the sneeze that didn't quite happen. That's what happened there. Hold up the denial? I mean, I don't know if it actually does anything unless they play another inscription. That is not insane. That could happen. That's the kind of draw that would get them back in the game. It feels like the one game ever where they didn't have a Blizzard Brawl just ready to go, doesn't it? Let's try to build up the other one now. Bigger and bigger. Why can't I play this? I didn't play a land this turn. Am I bugged again? Weird. Did I pass for some reason? People watching this know. They know. Alright, our opponent has made 4/4 troll. Raw. Yeah, they had a good start, but the Luminarch went unanswered. If they had the inscription the turn that they played the troll, maybe they should have found a way. Let's see, with 4 mana, could they have killed it? No, I guess not. Alright, they found a Blizzard Brawl. So, in response, they have enough mana to pay for the counter, so we're not doing that. We have to use the fight to kill the thing that's targeted by the Brawl and blow up their second fight spell. Yay. Don't you hate it when your fight spell just doesn't hit? It reminds you why they're not usually that great in Standard for just a moment. Blizzard Brawl is probably the best fight spell they've made, though. I mean, unless you count Dramoka's Command, which... Boomer. But it is in Historic, so maybe some people know what I'm talking about. Alright. Time to start building a massive flying threat. We have something big enough to block a Haven. If they draw a Brawl, it's out of range of that. So we can do this. We can go 1, 2, and this can attack and have 3. We can start flipping the script on the opponent. We could also attack all. How quick is the clock? This is 11, 12, 13, 14. So if they don't block, and then on their turn they just power up and attack, I could take it all, and then counterattack for lethal. Pretty good. Pretty good. They do take it all. So what could they draw? I can't think of anything green could draw. Unnatural Growth doesn't do it. Another hissy snake. They say go. Alright, we'll dial up all of the pressure. Make the opponent figure out how to survive it without throwing away all of their resources in the process. Hint, there is no way. It's like one of those painful combat steps where you could live to see another turn, but it's not going to be a turn you want to play anyway. To the flyer. Yeah, it's lethal. It's definitely lethal. No blocks. The general spares the troops. Big diamond restored. Having disposed of triangle and tetrahedron, we battle square. Actually, there's no A in there, is there? It's just square. Square. Arena names, guys. What are you doing out there? You. What are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Did your adorable 5-year-old name you? Kind of nonsense is that? Look at this top deck. We get to actually go for our own turn 3 chariot on the play. It's such a strong move. It's such an alpha gamer moment. It's going to be fun. Don't you portable hole me. Don't you do it. One point from first striking Chaplain of Arms. Sun Gold Sentinels on the field. Hoo-ah! I don't know if you heard that. There's like a screeching bird sound when you use Catilda's ability. I heard it. I don't get it. And I've heard the lore, man. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You going after something there, Brutal Cathar? What you doing? What's a Brutal Cathar after? All right. Well, they tapped out, so there's no fear in making our chariot strong. As they take out one of our cats. But we shut down their attack. All right. They can trade off with the chariot, which I guess we're fine with because we got so much value from it. I could also play Ranger class and try to level it to make the chariot bigger on a future turn, but I don't know if that matters. Not really. Blue? We have white. We could have another white. Yeah, blue. Show our bantness. Meet my cats. If the opponent double blocks a trade with the chariot, and they also played this and got rid of a cat, and now there's 2 more cats anyway, that's so tough. Doesn't matter, right? Damage is covered. But really, play the Snowlands. Faceless Haven's so good. Maybe they have to craft their Faceless Havens, but my goodness. Play Faceless Haven in your monocolored aggro deck until they take it away from you. Until it rotates. Alright, they're trying to build a board. They're scrambling. They're putting a counter over here. If we top deck an untapped land, we could have pumped Squad. We do draw Chariot. Right now, we don't have the mana to do everything, but I guess we can level the class attack with one thing. That's pretty good. I guess we can also attack with a tracker. The opponent might trade with it, though, and then we don't have the mana for the Chariot, but then they traded their board, right? And that's fine. We can also put a counter on it to make it harder to trade with. It's the same, right? They have to double block it no matter what. So yeah, we need to put the counter on the other token so it doesn't get eaten by the chaplain. Yeah, if they trade, we'll just play another tracker. If they don't trade, we play another chariot. They're in trouble either way. And they take it all. Here comes the groan. Ugh. That's so many creatures. Oh, they've got an Intrepid Adversary, so they have an Anthem of their own for the squad. They're going to try to do to us what we did to Mono Green last turn, just keep building a larger blocker until we can't get through. And they've got it with First Strike, so that's pretty strong, but they are at 11. And they've only got this 3/3, and the other things have 2 points. Now we can grow the squad at instant speed. That's pretty good. As long as we don't tap one of these humans. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that works. That is so cool. How about more wolfies? And let's put a counter on the chariot itself. Make it hard to kill. See if the opponent recognizes Catilda's ability. It's a good trade for the chaplain. Or not even a trade, right? Brutal Cathar and Intrepid Adversary jumping in front. Can gain a lot of life. Okay. So, do we still do this? Or are we better off just casting 2 more trackers? Because the opponent's only, like, they're trading and they're killing something they're going to kill anyway. So they did play around the ability really well. I think we just go wide. We keep going wide on them. Because we would have dropped them to 1 there. Next turn, we should be able to drop them to 0 pretty efficiently and ruthlessly. We just have so many more creatures. We don't have to spend any crew in that chariot. All right, another adversary. Those lifelinkers are pains, man. What you got? Going mega wide. You can't hang on to the Aspire forever. You can't do it. It's over. It's over for this cleric right here. All right. Let's go green. Let's go green because those are about to die. Increase the size of the squad. Yep, that's too much. That's just too much. Turn 3, chariot. Busted. All right, we go first. Again, man, sometimes you're the chariot, sometimes you're the roadkill. That's been the lesson of this video for sure. The other lesson from this video is how great the mana is. Playing BANT, I have not felt pain from the mana base at all. I am casting all of the stuff, usually right on time, across several different color combinations, like Desert Beach, Overgrown Farmland are so good. I don't know if when the new set adds another set of lands, if you're actually going to want to run like 12 of these, because that might be too many tap lands and you absolutely need to play your 2-drops, but it's been really good to me so far. Maybe 10 or maybe 9. Maybe you run like 3 of each of these. Maybe that's the perfect mix. We'll see. Of course, we'll have plenty of time to play with that when Crimson Vow comes to Magic Arena next Thursday. Did you guys know? So fast. Anyway, what's this? Doomscar? Did they just foretell a Doomscar? I mean, Starnheim Unleashed makes the most sense. Shepherd of the Cosmos I've seen here and there. Glorious Protector is like a 3/4 flying flash that I keep trying to make work, but is total trash. So what the hell are you? I'm not kidding. I've seen more mono white decks playing Doomscar than I've seen playing those other cards I just mentioned. And this pause here, I swear to God, what they are thinking is, I'm going to cast Doomscar. I'm totally going to do it. Look, they're not even casting anything. They're like, they're going to play more things, and I'm going to Doomscar. That is 100% what's going on here. All right, so we can hold up Decisive Denial. We can play the Ranger class. It doesn't overlead into a Doomscar. I can read the mono white gamer thoughts. Well, sometimes they have more creatures than me, and those are the games I lose, so I should play Doomscar. For those who actually do that, if you're watching the video, you really want your aggressive strategy to have aggressive cards. If you are already down several creatures in the game, it probably means some very bad things happened, and Doomscar is not going to help you. Plus, Doomscar makes your deck significantly worse if you're playing against a control deck that doesn't plan to beat you with big creatures on the battlefield. Doomscar won't save you. So you're diluting your aggressive strategy, and you're playing a card that doesn't actually help you in the long run. All right. The opponent didn't block either. That's so sus. They didn't attack and they didn't block. Now they attack. I mean, I'll take it. Right now we're the beatdown. Oh, man. Like, the CGB of a few years ago would have been like, there's no way that's a Doomscar. Modern day CGB, that's obviously a Doomscar. I've been in the arena too long, man. I've seen too much, I've done too much. So we want to keep holding up the denial and just wear them out with the chariot. Cats or dogs? Dog person or cat person? I'm going with the wolf. I'm a dog person, but we have both in my house. 2 cats and 2 dogs. 2 chocolate lab doggies and 2, I guess, would they be considered long hair indoor? I don't know how you talk about cat breeds. Nothing fancy. Nothing, no like Siamese kitties, no hairless cats. For those of you who think I really am just a monster. Yep, 2 girl chocolate lab doggies and 2 boy kitties. So would you like to cast another Doomscar? No? My God. The arena. What a place. And we are back for the super sneaky post-game wrap. Yeah, you didn't know it was here. But you were a true fan and you stayed till the end anyway. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much. And we're going to try something different. I have a lot of things on my mind. And as a content creator, you always have a lot of things on your mind. And not many people to tell them to, because there aren't many people that would understand or be sympathetic to your situation, because a lot of people think it's all sunshine and rainbows. But those of you who stay till the end, I'm going to take a wild guess, just a wild guess, that you're some of my biggest fans. So maybe, I don't need like a safe space. You can needle me, you can call me when I'm full of crap, all right? But I just need a vent location. So not the typical outros. I'm going to try something different. We're going to, if I've got something to say and I need a little rant, we're just going to throw it at the end, as maybe some of you guys will enjoy it. I don't know. So this rant is going to be about comments. There is a psychological weight to getting hundreds to thousands of comments every day. And it's a hard thing to describe. The best thing I can do is say it becomes like a cloud that follows you around and a voice in your head, no matter what I do, for every moment of my day. What I hear in the back of my head is what the comments will say. And this is like a cumulative effect of years of have people talking about and judging you and your content and what you do and how you sound and how you look and everything about that. And it just accumulates into this patch in the back of my head, this voice. So when I am driving down the road and I make maybe an aggressive turn, I can hear the comments, what people would type on YouTube, that he doesn't care about anybody. He's so selfish. He's a terrible driver. Where did he learn to drive? Blah, 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 blah. Or if I'm driving really carefully and I'm really nice to people, I also hear comments being like, what a beta, what a loser. And it's the negative bias. It's the fact that no matter how nice most comments are, it's the negative ones that stick. It's a human bias, and people who say just ignore that or grow out of it, they they either don't deal with it the way that content creators do, or they're legitimately that 1 in a million who can actively walk through the world and not care about negative comments in any way. It's a weird thing. And I found something on the internet. This was a few weeks ago now, so I let it sit and made sure that the story had a happy ending. But I'm going to read a comment from another creator, MTG Jeff. MTG Jeff is one of the nicest dudes you will ever encounter on the internet. I don't know how people can come up with negative things to say about him, to be honest. It blows my mind that you can even find something to be upset with MTG Jeff about. You could say that his play isn't perfect, because you always do. Whether you're right or wrong in the comments, people do that. But my goodness. Anyway, he took this break 3 weeks ago. Hey everyone, sorry for taking such a long break. I hope to be back with videos soon, but I'm still dealing with mental and emotional stuff. Thanks for understanding. I miss the daily comments and the feeling of hanging out with everyone each day. It's true. I will admit the same. I do that as well. I feel like I've always had thick skin. I could face the volley of arrows that are comments each day and mostly be unaffected. The last 6 months or so, though, that thick skin has disappeared. I've been wounded, not by anything in particular, but wounded nonetheless. Now simple jabs from friends or scrutiny from family hit me like a hammer. Comments that used to make me laugh hurt now. Making mistakes in Magic was kind of my thing. I laughed along with you. Now the embarrassment cuts like a knife. I am seeking and receiving help, and I just need time to recover. Thick skin only helps when you don't have arrows sticking out of your chest. I'll be back at it soon. Thank you for being patient. Yeah, MTG Jeff returned, and he's been making videos again. So I really hope that you guys will drop in, give him a sub, and watch some videos, see if you enjoy him. He's really one of the nicest temperaments out there, for sure, and a really cool guy. But what he's saying here hit so hard with me, because if you haven't been a content creator, you just don't know. It's so hard to describe, and he takes a shot at it. For one thing, if I don't check the comments, I 100% feel, 1, guilty that I'm not checking my comments. 2, I feel like I'm weak, because I should be able to take it, right? You're a man. You should be able to take this stuff when something might hurt. You should be able to handle it. And then 3, I do miss hanging out with you guys who are positive and supportive. You guys mean a lot to me. And you've helped me for many years feel like I'm not alone in my love and passion for this game that's been a part of me for so long. And many times I've been alienated from my paper Magic community and the people I grew up with, but I've had you guys. So I miss you when I don't get into comments. I really do. And Jeff feels the same way. But it is this cumulative effect where you can start out with a thick skin and feel fine, but eventually, whenever any weakness creeps into your life of any kind of doubt. I had a health thing recently that was scary for me. And during that time, comments bugged me in a way that they never had before, because now suddenly it was about other things, and I just didn't have the wall. And this cumulative effect of over the years, the walls just get beat down, and the comments just get to you in your head, even the well-meaning ones, and even the ones that are perfectly fair, they get in your head. It's a lot. So I'm going to show you what this all is leading up to, this 6-minute ramble so far. I'm going to show you how I deal with comments and how I read them, because I get a lot of people posting comments. I've seen them like, hey, he never checks his comments. What a this, what a that, whatever judgment comes from that. So this is how I've been dealing with comments for my own mental health for a while now, and how I'm going to continue to going forward. And that is 24 hours after I post my video, I go visit the video on my YouTube page like a regular person. And I just scroll down and I look at probably the top 6. All right. And I'll check the replies on some of this. And of course, right at the top is, a pretty snarky one, which is fair. Giants Tribal without a single giant creature card. Nice. I'm going to like that because I definitely set myself up for that one. But there are a lot of comments like this where I make changes and things like that. And people have to take their shots. They do not appreciate free deck they got today. And that also becomes a weight, because when I'm trying to build a deck, I'm trying to think of how to get you guys both some wins and something you'd enjoy. And the amount of comments just no, I hate this, that becomes really becomes really draining, quite frankly. CGB, never in the bathroom. My brain drops casual fear and loathing bathroom scene for no reason. Yeah. Never in the bathroom. Do not approach me in Vegas in the bathroom. There's a lot of good opinion stuff and things like that. Can you just slide the signed shark token under the bathroom stall? This stuff is funny. I love this stuff. And usually the things that get upvoted, much like on Reddit, you hit like, they go to the top. This is fun. This to me is pretty fun stuff. It's as you go and go and go and go and go. And especially, little tip for those who like the drama and don't know how YouTube quite works. If you go all the way to the bottom, you get the comments that YouTube buries because their algorithm either can somehow tell what people like and don't like. So I don't read those anymore. Just completely off it. All the mid-range, why not this, and why don't you do that, and will you do this? Will you play that? All that, bury that. Really, I'm just checking the top 6 or 7 and the replies on those because I think they're funny. Hall of Storm Giants is, well, technically. Oh, I love you, Sean. Defending me. You're a beautiful white knight. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Anyway, that's a good rant. Hope you enjoyed the secret rant at the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If they get upvoted, I might read them. But the comments do, that's the part I left out. The value of comments. 2 things. 1, helps the algorithm, in theory. I think that's pretty overdone for the most part. But 2, increases engagement. You have access to a whole community of people who are also fans. You guys can talk to each other, make jokes with each other, laugh with each other. People are more likely to come back to the video after interacting with comments. That's just a fact. So by all means, if you enjoy comments, increase your engagement. But now you understand where I'm at when dealing with comments and why maybe I don't reply to as many as you'd like, but that's where we're at. Also, go drop MTG Jeff a sub. Really nice guy. See if you like his content. If you do, stick around. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.